Welcome back to Reflections with Emrys. Let's take a moment to see what each symbol has to offer today. Today's symbols are the Wren, the Rune, Hagalaz, and the Huath, also known as the hawthorn. The Wren is a symbol of small courage, sharp awareness, and doing the next right thing. At its core, the Wren carries the power of attention, the ability to notice what others overlook. It symbolizes cleverness and resourcefulness, not as manipulation, but as agile wisdom. The Wren reminds you that size is not the same as strength, and that voice can be quiet and still be true. It also holds the energy of persistence, the steady willingness to keep moving even when the world feels big. And it teaches that dignity can live in the smallest actions. In life, the Wren may show up when you are doubting yourself because you feel outmatched or behind. It can appear when you are being asked to speak up in a way that is simple and honest, without over-explaining. You might notice it when you are navigating a complicated environment, and your best tool is careful observation. It can also arrive when you need to take manageable steps rather than dramatic leaps. And it often reminds you that your power becomes clearer when you stop comparing it to someone else's. Its reflection is this: let your strength be specific. Choose one small act of courage that is within reach today. Let your attention become your protection, and your honesty become your path. Then trust that steady, humble steps can carry you farther than panic ever will. Hagalaz is a rune of disruption, cleansing change, and the reset that clears what cannot stay. At its core, Hagalaz speaks of hail, sudden weather that interrupts the expected pattern. It symbolizes forces beyond your control, not to punish you, but to realign you with what is real. Hagalaz can break what is brittle, revealing where your life has been built on strain, avoidance, or denial. It also carries purification, the clearing that makes room for sturdier growth. And it teaches that some transformations arrive as truth, not as comfort. In life, Hagalaz may show up as an unexpected shift, a plan changing, a truth revealed, or an ending you did not schedule. It can appear when you are holding too tightly to an old structure, and life insists on loosening your grip. You might experience it when emotions surface abruptly, demanding honesty instead of coping. It can also arrive as a wake-up call, asking you to rebuild with stronger foundations. And it often reminds you that you cannot control the weather, but you can choose how you respond to it. Its reflection is this: do not confuse disruption with destruction. Ask what is being freed, not only what is being lost. Let yourself grieve what changes, but do not deny what is true. Then choose the next stabilizing step that helps you rebuild with integrity. Huath, the hawthorn, is a symbol of thresholds, protection, and the sacred boundary between what was and what will be. At its core, hawthorn represents the edge of a new season, the moment you cross from one chapter into another. It symbolizes guarded tenderness, a heart that stays open but not unprotected. Huath carries the energy of discernment, knowing what may enter your life and what may not. It is also a sign of initiation, the passage that asks you to be brave enough to change. And it teaches that boundaries are not walls, they are wise gates. In life, Huath may show up when you are at a turning point, making a choice that changes how you live and who you become. It can appear when you need to protect your healing, your relationship, or your focus from outside interference. You might notice it when you are learning to say no with kindness and yes with full presence. It can also arrive when you are stepping into deeper commitment, and you need clear agreements with yourself. And it often reminds you that some doors only open when you honor the threshold with respect. Its reflection is this: let your boundaries be a blessing, not a punishment. Notice where you have been too open out of fear of disappointing others. Choose one gate you will guard with love, so what enters your life supports your growth. Then step forward, not hardened, but clearer. When we look at these three symbols together, a clear theme begins to form. The Wren brings attentive, grounded courage. Hagalaz brings disruption that clears the false. Huath brings the threshold and the boundary that protects the new. Together, they suggest a moment where sudden change is asking you to become more precise with your choices and more protective of your next chapter. The Wren shows you how to stay steady in the middle of disruption by focusing on what is small, true, and doable. Hagalaz shakes the structure, revealing what cannot be carried forward in the same form. Huath then asks you to treat this transition as sacred, to cross it with discernment rather than with fear. This combination says, let the storm clarify you, and let your boundaries keep the lesson intact. The Wren encourages you to respond with quiet courage. Hagalaz invites you to accept the reset. Huath reminds you to guard the threshold of what comes next. The mood here is brisk, clarifying, and initiatory. It feels like standing at the edge of a doorway while the wind moves through, clearing the air. This combination teaches that upheaval can be a kind of mercy when it frees you from what was never stable. It also suggests that your next chapter will require sharper boundaries, not because you are closing your heart, but because you are honoring your healing. And it offers a lesson. Stay present, let truth reshape you, and step forward with wise protection. Today's reflection is this: when change arrives suddenly, meet it with small courage, accept the clearing, and guard the doorway of your next beginning. Thank you for joining me. I'll meet you in the next reflection.